Hey everyone, the Motivational Professor here. So the biggest question that everyone has is, where is crude oil going? So we're going to be breaking this down. We're going to be looking at this wick right here and what it did. But before we go there, I kind of want to go into some of the headlines that happened today. So as we kind of look, a couple things just to keep in mind that we just want to pay attention to. We are going to trade what we see, but I want to make sure that you are up on the news and kind of what's being forecasted out there, because maybe it'll decide that you want to sit on one side of the fence or another. So as we kind of go back to the full shot here, the biggest thing that stood out to me here was obviously that we are in we're in this 10-month high. We get that. But this right here, right, with the production cuts extended and the global deficit, right, some analysts are predicting that we might hit $95 a barrel by the end of the year. That's important to remember that. Okay. And then also we've got Goldman Sachs that says the probability of the recession over the next 12 months. So again, these are just things to keep in the back of your mind, not that you are going to say, okay, we're just going to buy oil and wait till it hits 95, because it may not get there for a while. It may not even get there. So again, just kind of what we're talking about and what is going on, especially with today, with what happened with hitting 88 on TradingView. So we're going to be talking about that now. Let's go over to full screen and let's kind of take a look and focus in on this wick right here. So the first thing I want you to keep in mind is that, yes, we did hit that 88 level right in here. Okay, so if we go over here to the left and we extend it, we can definitely see that, this is kind of an area where we get a lot of traffic. And we've had that traffic both on the support and the resistance side. So really that's going to be, I think, the catalyst for what we do, right? We definitely are going to need to close above that 88.29. But I'm going to break it down for you in a much shorter video than usual. So I want you to watch this video all the way into the end. And I'm going to go down 4-hour time frame, and then I'm going to go down to the 1 hour, and then real quick on the 5-minute to try to give you some opportunities to get into some trades. And again, if you're getting some massive value on this video as it progresses, you can definitely help me out by hitting that like button below. If you're brand new, hit subscribe. More importantly, turn on your notifications so you don't miss these daily analyses. And if you have not yet joined our members area, again, for $5 a month, yes, a month, you can join us in our private Telegram, and we have a nice chat going on, and we're talking about a whole bunch of stuff, especially crude oil, and we're giving trade opportunities in there as well. So we make this accessible for everyone. So let's go ahead and jump back in here. So this is going to be kind of the area that we are looking at. Okay, so as we kind of go in here, and what I want to go over to the 8-hour, so you can kind of see where that rejection happened towards the top of the zone. Okay, so usually when we see, this type of candle pattern, I'm expecting price to maybe come back up to this area, and then I'm going to kind of give you my areas where I think we are safe to say that we are going to go. Okay, and when we drop down to the 1 hour, this was the view from the 1 hour. So you can see here, and if you've been around for a while, you know that these patterns usually make these type of M patterns. And I can see that playing out here as well. The question is really going to be, how deep are we going to get back into that area? That is the question. This is where your lot size is so important. This is where your risk management is so important. And this is where your exit strategy is so important. So as we kind of go back into the full chart here, again, we want to kind of take a look at this area here. Okay. And the first thing that sticks to mind is a couple of things. Number one is I like to mark up my fib levels on the 1 hour just to kind of give you perspective, right? If I'm looking for price to come back up into this area, and I'm going to go ahead and mark here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this marker right here. Then what I'm looking to do is to see if we can get a push back up into this area. Okay. And then from here, take crude oil back down to the next major zone here that you can see right over to the left, which is going to be this minus 27 on the fib level. Keep in mind that I do see liquidity in these candles right here. Okay, I do see some liquidity in these candles. You see the big push. There was no retracement of this candle. It was like one push, two push, and now here we are. So I could see price coming back up into this area, and this would be a buying opportunity on a smaller time frame. Okay, so that's kind of for starters. If you're sitting on the fence of a possible sell situation, then for you, it would look something like this, where I would say, okay, we are going to kind of go here above the high, but we're going to want to take this down all the way to at least down here. Okay, even if you go here, you're still at a good almost 2-to-1, but let's go all the way back down to the negative 61. So you would look at something like this if you're basing it on price action and you're looking for a sell opportunity. Now, I do not plan to buy here. I do want to show you the 50-day moving average. Okay, and again, you can see here we've talked about it in the members area, how that 50-day moving average just gives you so many awesome opportunities to look for entries. That's kind of what happened in this area here. Okay, so now we are still trending above the 50. So for me, again, we are not looking to buy here. Okay, you should be strictly looking for a sell opportunity here, unless we've got a massive bullish candle like we did here in this one that shoots all the way past this point right here. If we get a candle to come up this high, then of course we're going to go higher and we're going to hit 90. Okay, if we go up there. And we're first going to start with the first stop of 89. I like the psychological numbers on crude oil. If you go back and do a lot of back testing, we see a lot of pivot points, even if they're temporary reversals going against the trend, around that psychological whole number, and maybe even 10 up or 10 down. So kind of keep that in mind as you're looking at your chart. So again, as we're kind of looking at this, we definitely are going to be sitting, for me at least, sitting on the sell side of this, right? I'm not looking to buy up in here. Now, you know, as we kind of zoom back out of here, right, we know that we have a level right in here. What I want to do is I want to kind of go back to the 4-hour real quick, and I want to kind of show you that level here. If I mark this up, we can see that level right in here. So I'm going to mark this up. I'm going to grab a horizontal line, and I'm going to mark this up because I think that aqua line is going to be where if we go below that, okay, then we're going to go lower. Okay, if we close down in here somewhere, okay, let me get rid of this. If we close down in here, then that's when you can say we've changed the tide, and then we're going to drop lower. But again, I do not necessarily see that right now. We want to go off of this play. Okay, now when we look at this chart and we drop down to the 15-minute, you can kind of see what's happening here. You can see here that even though it was lopsided, we did make that M pattern. So we can see that M already worked out there. Now, charts are also filled with M's and W's, right? So here's 1, 2, here's the third leg. Are we going to get that fourth leg? And then eventually we come back down towards this area, okay? Because again, I do see a lot of liquidity. And then we make the M on this second pattern. That's what we're waiting for. Because if we look here, and let me grab this arrow again. Okay, when we had that big push this morning off this level, right, there's a lot of bankers' money sitting right there that they came to grab 50% of it. And congratulations to those members who took this buy. We saw several of those charts floating in our members area. But right now, we are working within this parameter. If we come back up to test these highs up here, even during London session, again, if we do not close above 88.26, we can expect price to come back down. If we do not close, and let me show you that again, that's going to be the key word. Let me bring this down. Okay, let me grab this again. If we close above 88.26, we're going to go higher. Okay, but if we cannot get a candle to close above, then you can expect rejection up here somewhere, and then coming right back down to at least these levels here. Every Fibonacci level is an area of support and resistance. I'm going to make this wider so you can see this over on the right. And if you need to pause the video, you want to make sure that you have these levels at these price points marked up, because these are good areas of Fibonacci and support. As you can see here, we wicked this 50% area, but it was an area of resistance and we came back down. So if we go back up to this green line, reddish line, 61, again, this is the area that I'd like to see a sell opportunity back further down if oil is going to decide to have further sell-offs, okay? And again, how this looks on the 5-minute, it would look something like this, okay? So again, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it no matter what screen you are on, okay? So here, we have not yet made a newer low. So if we're just looking at the 5-minute, right, we had a low here, and then we had another low here. So we have not broken this trend yet. We would need to close below 86.37 on TradingView to then come down to at least 8,600. Okay, that's going to be the telltale sign. If we cannot close below this area, which is 86.38, then we're going to maybe just bounce around for a while. Okay, I am not 100% sure, but I believe tomorrow we might have crude oil inventories. I've got to take a look at that. I'm not sure if it's tomorrow or Thursday, so I'll post that in our members area as well. So that's kind of like the play that we are looking at. If you trade London, you're going to get one of these plays during London session. I do not trade London. I'm too old to trade London session. I strictly look for my opportunities between 7 to 10 a.m. during that busy, high volatility crossover, and then I'm done. I pick a 2 to 3 hour window, and then I'm done trading for the day. So hopefully you got some value. If you did, definitely I appreciate it. Comment below, do you think we are going to hit $90 a barrel this week, or do you think we're going to drop back down into the mid 80s, at least for the rest of this week? I'd love to hear from you, and get a comment down below in the comment area. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.